Hello, I'll give you some details of the new car. This year we have a lot of new regulations for which we've had to design this new car. The most important ones of which are the new aerodynamic regulations, the elimination of the double diffuser, and that has been a very important very important element of this new design. Other rules that are very relevant, one is the fact that we have new tires, the Pirelli tires, and the other one is that we have the reintroduction of the curve system. I will explain all of that in due course. If I give you a brief description of the car starting from the front, you will perhaps observe that this wing at the moment is the actual wing of last year. The reason is that we are still developing and putting the final touches onto the wing for the first race, which will be quite different and will be quite a big step forward compared to this wing. Going a bit further back, you will also see that we've raised the whole car, the whole chassis, very high, and we had to redesign the front suspension to be compatible with this chassis in order to improve the flow under the car. As a consequence, the driver also has to sit up a bit higher, and the air inlet is also a bit higher to not lose any performance in the engine. Onto the side pods, we have managed, due to this new design of the chassis, to also undercut the side pods by a lot more, because that improves the flow going towards the rear of the car. At the center of the car, not visible from outside, right under the fuel tank, is the new curve system. That is the kinetic energy recovery system, which has been allowed by the new rules. Further back, we've had to repackage completely the exhaust system in order to be able to make the rear of the car very narrow. The exhausts themselves actually blow in this low area here, and we have studied the flow of the exhaust going towards the rear of the car, and that has a very beneficial effect. As I've mentioned before, we've tried to make the rear of the car very narrow. That means that we had to redesign completely the rear suspension, moving some of the internal elements of it much further forward in order to be able to have a much narrower rear part of the car. Coming to the back of the car, we have two important differences. One is the rear wing. This year we have a movable rear flap allowed by the regulations to facilitate overtaking. So essentially we have an actuator which moves this flap at a different angle when the regulations permit it, and that would make overtaking easier. Another element which is very important, obviously, is, as I mentioned before, is the diffuser. The new rules have eliminated the double diffuser and have limited the height of the diffuser. So as a result, what you see here is much lower than what we had last year, and actually much more simple, and quite a lot of performance has been lost due to that, for which we had to work to recuperate in other areas of the car. All of that which I've mentioned has now to be matched together with the new Pirelli tires. The Pirelli tires have a fundamentally different performance and different characteristics to the Bridgestone tires, so we had to readapt parts of the suspension and parts of the essentially the way the wheel moves and the damping and all that, in order to make all of that package compatible with the new Pirelli tires.
The new Ferrari F150 is ready for the challenge. Now, here at the Fiorano track, the first steps for a filming day promotional event. And see you soon again with Scuderia Ferrari Racing News.
Ieri è stata più una giornata di qualche ripresa, abbiamo, come sapete, un nuovo logo, nuova livrea sulla macchina, quindi abbiamo utilizzato per fare le riprese e fare un po' di filming. Mi sembra una macchina molto bilanciata, molto bella.